Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast Channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television on Channel 22.
There you go.
Good evening. My name is Denise Short. I hope the microphone's on, and I am calling this meeting of the Exeter Sustainability Advisory Committee to order. And here in the room, we have, I don't know about alternate, do I need to comment on, no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kristen Murphy, Town Sustainability Planner, Carol Olmsted, Christopher Zigmont, Jim Breeling, Sarah Koff, and representative from the Select Board, Dan Chartrand. So, welcome. And public comments. I don't see, there's nobody in the room here, and I don't see anybody, or I don't know of anybody who had reached out before the meeting, so maybe one day we'll have a public comment. That would be very exciting. We can work towards that. So then the next item is approval of the minutes from our January 7th meeting. And do I have a motion to consider approving the minutes?
So moved.
And do I second next, or do I get approval? No.
You can second. I'll
A second. Jim seconds. And then, did anyone have any comments or corrections or additions? I don't have my copy printed out, but I didn't. You got them all before the meeting, so.
Kristen set them up, yeah.
Yep. All right, seeing no discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. And I'll also note that Julie Gaunt is not here tonight, so Jim Breeling has graciously offered to take our minutes. Thank you, Jim. And next we have styrofoam collection process and planning, which I'm a little excited to talk about. I know that you were out at the transfer station.
I was.
And I have been out there twice.
I've heard about this.
Have you? Uh-oh.
Yes, my good friend, Steve, the attendant of
In
it.
fact,
He's very impressed that you came back.
I was there an hour this past weekend.
my second time I sent an emissary in my stead, a 13-year-old with a plate of cookies for him. And it went much better, so.
Yes, food.
Yes.
Well played. Both on the cookie front and on the 13-year-old front.
Is this on a Saturday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's an effort to sort of check out what's going on right now. And because it was so successful, the announcement that we are now going to be able to collect styrofoam, there's been a little bit of a bump in the road because there's been too much. And the bin that is out at the transfer station fills up very quickly. We've already filled, I don't know how many bags, but a lot of bags. And
More than 5?
Yeah.
Okay,
oh yeah.
really?
And also this past weekend, with Steve, we emptied the bag that was full in the bin and then replaced it. And when we put the other one into the shed, I could see that there's styrofoam in there that is not acceptable styrofoam. It was
Yeah.
like the bendy, soft kind. So one of the things I think we need to figure out, among many things, is the process. And I think it was really exciting when we had the in-person collection days, because everything, someone looked at it and said, yep, good, no, bad. Now, I don't know how we can do that because we don't have it's not going to be staffed. But, this is a little bit of a bumpy time, and I think you had put out a notice that there was a lot out there, so to slow your roll a little bit on the on the collection. And I think that's okay. I think townspeople will understand. So that's where we are now, and
Yeah, and I think we should frame it up a little bit too. The two things happen simultaneously. The announcement that we had this ability to collect in the
Yeah.
holidays. And the holidays
Yeah.
tend to be full of large gifts that come in large
Yes.
styrofoam, unshapely things and stuff like that, where those two things probably conspired to create a bit of a bubble at the front side. I'm sure it's going to smooth over time, and obviously when the machine's up and running, it's going to be a different story altogether. And I think the other truth about just human nature and this whole process is it's an education for all of us, right?
Yeah.
On both sides of bringing it and collecting it. And, as it is with compost, as it is with sorted recycling and things like that, checking the numbers on your plastics and things like that, it just takes some
yep.
self-training and education and stuff. So we're going to get there, just like the number 6 meat tray thing,
Yeah.
You could see how it's misunderstood as a clamshell food to go because it was food and styrofoam, so we don't accept it. But in fact,
Yeah.
it is in fact manned at being probably the single most common piece of styrofoam we'll collect.
Yeah.
So as we learn, we should take notes and be prepared to update the graphic or some sort of signage, and continue to use social media to refine the process and keep people aware of this as it gets better. And at
Yeah.
the same time, obviously, Steve and other staff will get up to speed with it. It's new.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
there's a learning
Yeah.
curve on that side too,
Yeah.
with the public works folks, so it's a new thing. Another curveball we've thrown into the transfer
Yeah.
station.
Yeah.
But they've got a big fat catcher's mitt, and they learn how to catch those curveballs, so.
Yeah, and if anybody's a fan of baking, it works. So, you can soften the blow. So,
Yeah. That was well played. The cookies are
The,
definitely a good move.
I had brought out a printout of the pictures that, and I think Steve probably already had it, but I brought another one out that was laminated, and I was like, oh, well, we can look at this, and obviously, he's not going to be, I don't think that he needs to
He's not gonna
look
be-
at every piece
He's
of
not going to be the
styrofoam.
hall monitor.
No.
No. He's got
But
too much to do.
in thinking about that sign, I can't remember, someone suggested that we could make another sign of some sort like that, but that has examples, like
Yeah.
just a little, because like the soft styrofoam is a little hard to, but if you just take a little square of it and say, this is not acceptable,
Oh,
somebody
you
could
mean
look.
like a physical, actual sample?
A physical
Sure,
sample.
yeah.
Like you could just have a poster
Yeah.
that's exactly the same as the letter size one right now, and where it says, this isn't the kind that we accept in particular.
Yeah.
Because if you see an example of that squishy kind that goes around like a monitor, you have it in the hard styrofoam, but then you have the last little envelope piece around a monitor, because I just unpacked one, is the soft part. So that's another thing. But in terms of the process and the planning, so do we have any news about hooking up of the densifier? And I'm sorry to ask that.
Yeah. No. So the pole was dropped, so now it's Public Works staff need to trench and install the electricity.
Oh, we're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
right, Unitil?
Correct. Yep,
So the holdup was just getting a pole?
basically, yeah. And so,
Where does it go to and from?
so the unit itself will be by Simpson's Barn.
Okay.
You're
Yes,
familiar
yep,
with that. And so that's where the unit will be hooked up.
Yeah.
That enables, so should we ever, pivot to regional collection,
Mm-hmm.
we have a space nearby where that's large enough for us to store it.
Yep.
Public Works was kind of hit with some craziness with the storm, so,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
and they're
know,
already
they're-
understaffed. So now I'm shifting from impatience to understanding
Yeah.
because our public works department does
Yeah.
not need another job to do. So
Right.
we do need to be patient with them. I was very impatient with Unitil, but that was the holdup, was they needed to get us a pole.
Yeah.
I'm so frustrated
So-
about that.
So we do have
There
the
you go.
space in the barn to store quite a stockpile. We have Kirk Scammon from Public Works, who owns Scammon Farm, has these giant fertilizer bags that we've used in some of the past collections. So initially, we had a shortage of bags. We have plenty of those. So it's really just a matter of trying to get through this bubble, you
Yeah.
know, of stockpiled material. I think people knew we were doing quarterly collections and they started holding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
plus the holidays, et cetera. So I would love to talk about whether there's interest to hold just a collection event,
Sure.
an Exeter
yeah.
collection event.
To,
Oh, yeah.
to draw out all the
Grab
backlog.
it from the
yeah.
backlog.
I would totally be down for that. I would do
Just
that.
to try to get ahead of it,
Yeah.
and maybe that
And
will.
we could do it at Simpson.
Right, exactly. We
Yeah.
don't
Keep
need
it clear
to
of the transfer
come
station.
Yeah.
Right, we don't need
And,
to,
and DPW.
right,
And that way we don't have to transport it once we have it.
right,
Just go right into storage there,
yeah,
where we're gonna work it.
yep.
Yeah, no, that's a brilliant idea.
It's also another opportunity to connect with residents specifically and remind them what kinds of materials are available.
Yep.
So I think overall, it's really, it could be a great way to sort of help Steve out, you know, take care of this backlog.
Yeah, we've typically done these on Saturdays. What's a good Saturday?
Yeah.
That's hard to answer.
Right?
And I'll actually volunteer a certain eighth grader who's also good at baking, but she's really good at poster making as well. So if we can identify the most common, you know, won't accepts, we can put a physical
That's a great
laminate
idea.
it and put,
Yeah.
you know, zip tie on or glue
Yep.
on the examples and keep the graphic simple and. And
Yeah.
if we have that ready for a collection event, we'll be able to share that with people as they come and then move it over to the transfer station.
What about the 28th of February?
28th, is that what you said? The
Yeah, or is that
20th.
school vacation
It
week?
is.
It is,
So that's
it's the
like-
end of school vacation, yeah.
It's the end of it? So the 21st is the beginning?
Yeah.
So we can't do those two.
Yeah.
The 14th is too soon.
The 7th?
Oh, February. Oh, March 7th.
Of March.
Like,
I
That's-
know.
I can
That's the
do
end
the
of the
7th.
week.
I could do the 7th.
I'm in Chicago. I cannot, but I'll support every other, I'll take care of the signage up till.
Yeah, that would be great.
And also, if she doesn't want to do it, that's an excellent Girl Scout activity too.
Perfect.
Like, I know
Yeah.
several Girl Scout troops.
Yes.
We have
Terrific.
Let's give them their
Yeah.
badges.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Well, wasn't there a Girl Scout troop who came to our last in-person collection? Was that yours?
Oh, yeah, that was
Yeah,
ours.
that was-
That was yours. They're interested.
Well, maybe they would be interested in helping on that day too.
Totally.
Just
I'm sure
like-
they would, yeah.
We could have them standing out on 111.
And selling
waving-
cookies
no.
while they're doing it.
Absolutely.
Oh, actually, that's a really good
Cookie
idea.
season?
Oh, yeah,
Cookies and
absolutely.
styrofoam.
Oh, yeah, I just see
I
the
mean,
sales
I
booming
think
and
we just made ourselves a
styrofoam
party.
collecting, yeah.
Styrofoam party.
A styrofoam party.
Yeah, brilliant.
Oh my God.
Bring in the kids.
Yeah.
What is the location again? It's Simpson's?
Simpson's Barn.
Yeah, so it's the Kingston Road, basically, the
Kingston.
Kingston Road entrance to the transfer station, the pit area.
Oh, that's a lovely idea. I think that
Yeah.
feels good. How do we get the bags that are at the transfer station and full right now in that shed up to Simpson's Barn?
DPW does it. And
Okay.
so Public Works, Steve Cronin did inform Steve that he has people on call. So if it's full, he can just call.
Okay. Awesome.
And there
Someone from
are,
Yeah.
Public
then,
Works will come over.
yep.
Okay.
So if that's what you're finding,
Yeah.
maybe just a reminder
To
for him
remind.
to reach out.
Okay.
But
March 7th Kingston Road entrance hours? When we
I
start?
assume it's
We
9 to
should do-
12, that's what we've been doing.
9 to 11 or 9 to 12?
11 is what we had done in
I
the
think 9 to
past.
11,
Okay.
that seems to be plenty of time, and especially, I don't get to rent a truck again.
Yeah, it's nice to not have to, it's just a short window this time
Yeah,
without the trip. I think that will really go a long way. I'll reach out to DPW and ask about the signboard downtown as part of
oh yeah, that was really
advertising.
helpful
Right.
last time.
This is all
Any
fantastic.
social media postings
Yeah.
about it?
Yep.
Yep,
On the bi-weekly.
yep.
Ooh.
I saw
an
something
evil look.
in the, I don't know if it was our first, but I actually saw one of our
About-
committee's notes.
Oh, the Earth to Exeter?
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes.
Thank you. I couldn't come up with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was in there. Nice.
They've been good.
Okay. We have a
Awesome.
plan.
Anything else related to styrofoam?
I just want to thank both you, Denise, and you for interacting with Steve, the attendant out at the transfer station. I think whatever frustration there was initially, I think he appreciated the attention from both of you. Sure.
Yeah, and that's
Good-
important.
Good work. Good work. He knows he's not being taken for granted,
Yeah.
which is important.
It's not on the agenda, but it makes me think about the transfer station. When I was out there, the whole idea of not having that a permit is not required for everything. Has it ever been?
Like
have
a
we
tag,
ever,
you mean, to enter the station?
the tag.
Yeah.
So has it ever been that you always had to have the $25 sticker to take anything to the transfer station?
I've been going out there for about 10 years, and I've always had to have something on my windshield.
Because right now, you don't have to have one for compost, for the styrofoam, and then for leaves, but leaves seems to be like its own thing in the fall. And I just wondered, can we get rid of those exceptions? Or what would that mean?
I know that Public Works is considering sort of addressing some of the challenges with not everyone
Okay.
needing a sticker.
Yeah,
I think we need to sort of step carefully there because people in general don't like it when, they've been able to do something easily and
Yeah.
you lose like a free service.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a part of the consideration, not just for this, but there's just a lot of sort of sneakiness that some people try to do.
yeah,
And so that would address a lot of that.
If they are going to formulate some kind of, I don't know, alternative solution, it'd be great if we could just review that
Yeah.
at this
Okay.
committee.
Okay.
I personally think everyone should be required to have one, or the town should just give them out free. And I know that's a radical concept because it is some revenue. So,
Yeah, but I kind of see some, it's kind of like how I feel, I'm of two minds in this, like certain airline fees. If you just bundle it all up, if it was just part of my annual whatever I pay and a tag came with it, that'd be great, but I do also know that, sometimes I want to know every little line item of something. But if there was a way to blend it into, whether it's when you renew your car or whatever,
interesting.
that way, just not only do you get your new stickers for your plate, but you also get your town transportation pass.
I think that's a great idea. I think the revenue we're raising is less important than getting people to use the transfer station. But that's a particular view of this committee, and
Yeah.
perhaps it's not shared across, other volunteer committees, commissions, and boards, or other town employees.
Also,
So,
yeah.
so I'm sensitive to that, but my goal is to get more people to do to use the transfer station
Right.
and fewer to use curbside.
Yeah, for sure.
And we know why.
Yeah, for all
Because
reasons.
curbside is really expensive.
Sure, absolutely.
So I think we're further ahead to start, as you say, bundling a transfer station sticker with your car renewal.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea. I hadn't thought of that. But, I don't assume that everyone's going to love that idea. But I think it's a good idea.
Sure. And, or even to, incentivize that, it's only a $10 hit if you do it with your tag, but it's $25 if you just go buy the sticker. Or if you do it on your sewer and water bill, you save 10%, or, give people a few different options to just participate.
Don't cross the streams.
Yeah.
Water and sewer is its own thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was just thinking about interactions.
Don't do that, Mr. Ghostbuster. Don't cross the streams.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
But I like the idea of you register your car and you get your tags and your transfer station.
Except not everybody registers a car.
Well, enough.
And it's throughout the year,
Yeah.
like it's based on.
Yeah, but if you only had to do it
birthday.
once a year, you'd always, ours are annual tags.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's your birth month, right?
Yeah.
How much
So, yeah,
revenue
okay, so that's
comes from the stickers?
Well, I bought mine the second week of January. I was a little late. And I was close to 1,600, so I'm sure they've sold more since then.
I
so.
got one, I just haven't put it on my car yet.
Yeah, so I don't know how many they sell each year, but if they sold
Yeah.
3,000 total times $25,
Is
that's what they're raising.
that data for like the sales of the recycling bins, the sales of trash, the blue bags and the sales of the tags available? Is that in the town report, or does somebody have that statistic?
We definitely have it. I
I'm sure
suspect
Corey could get that
DPW
for us.
has it.
Okay,
Or the finance director could
Or
have.
Corey,
right,
right.
because that may be a metric we want to track.
Yeah.
Are they going up in time as we talk about it more, or are they going down in time?
Yeah, it's also worth running the numbers too. There's a point where there's a greater success, where if success is measured by two things, where it's how many people use the transfer station, so if that number goes up, and also revenue is a thing, lowering the price gets more people to buy it. If you sell more, you make more. So,
Yeah.
Where's that magic price point? Is a $20 bill the magic price point? Just like, oh, it's just a 20, okay, I'll do it. And you sell 30% more, well, then we're definitely winning, right? Because we've got more people doing it, so.
Yeah, I don't think the revenue matters.
Yeah.
It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah,
Compared
it's
to
like
the.
$750.
Yeah.
I mean,
that-
not to sneeze at money,
Yeah,
but in the grand scheme of the town's municipal budget,
sure.
Yeah.
that's nothing. So it's not really a revenue.
Compared to the waste management contract, it's.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so then if the Uber objective is to get more users, and we want to offset it a little bit, you got to print the tags, you got to do, there's some things, you make it slightly more affordable.
Here's what I can do. I would, if you're all amenable, I would volunteer to have a conversation with our finance director and our public works director about this matter.
Cool.
Offline.
Yeah.
So opinions can be exchanged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even to know how many tags have we sold, and that's the numerator. What's in the denominator? I'm talking about individual households. So the
Right.
tags are, you would like every household, residential household, not commercial.
They're all tied to vehicles,
Oh,
Tied to vehicles.
yeah, I just realized that. You don't walk
which
in
is
there
why
with a
Chris's
sticker.
idea is great.
It's like,
If you're not afraid of losing the small amount of revenue it's generating, Chris's idea is great. You get your tags, you get your transfer station sticker, and then everyone has one.
And if that
And
idea
the
is-
attendant doesn't have to sort out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like, oh, now what's what here?
No, but also if that idea sales, it's just the concept, with barring the birth month for plates and that, there's really nothing to stop you from switching our transfer station stickers to birth month also. You can even match the color of the stickers. I mean, there's a way to do it so that to make it easy.
Yeah.
I realize there's an annual budget and things like that, but it would smooth itself out after a year.
Well, the budget won't matter if we're not collecting money.
Yeah, also, yeah.
The cost of stickers. I don't know. Let me, if you're amenable to that, let me
Yeah.
follow up with Steve Cronin and Corey Stevens. Does that sound good?
Yep, awesome.
Thank you. All right, composting. I don't know what we were going to talk about. Composting subcommittee?
Subcommittee?
Yeah.
Huh.
There was a meeting.
There was a meeting.
Oh,
You can
excellent.
report about it.
Fun was had by all.
Fun was had by all. It's a great subcommittee,
Okay.
and
Who's on it? The three
Three of
you?
us.
Okay.
we had some great ideas, great talks. We only have met once so far, so it's still beginning stages, but we talked a lot about providing the town with a single-page web page as part of the town website, if that's possible. So as a resource for people to learn about composting, even learn how to do their own composting, all these different resources. And so that would be like a great next step. And we also really hope to make the survey more broadly taken, and we hope to get 200 people to take the survey. And
How many have taken it so far?
85, I'd say, 75, somewhere thereabouts.
we're well on our way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just sort of a push, just in reading your notes, sort of a push to get awareness of that out
Yeah.
through every avenue possible.
Right. So we can collect the data and then figure out what to do with it.
I did a little gathering. My assignment was to put together a list of stuff on what's a kit for home composting that you take to Mr. Fox. I also expanded that to the kit of what you do for backyard composting. And I'm searching for good images to go with the list so that it's more visual rather than just words. I guess the issue is, do we have to pay attention to images that are in the public domain, or, do we have?
Like copyrighted
Yeah,
images,
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep looking.
Yeah. But the town has a paid Canva account, and so there are a lot of graphics there. So, if you want to send me a list, I can see what Canva has. I'm always surprised at all the options that are out
So
there.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
With the survey, I do surveys easily once a month in my job, and the incentivized survey is always the best taken survey, and you get the numbers you want. I don't know what our rules are for giving stuff away, but one lucky winner could win a compost bin and whatever, if drawn from the few hundred people that fill it out.
Yeah.
And it's easy to execute. I think we're using a Google form, right? So it's super easy to do a random draw for that and notify that sender that they just won our free compost bin. Thanks for taking the survey.
Yeah.
So,
Let's do it.
In a transfer station.
and
And throwing that in with everything.
I'll buy.
sold.
You get a transfer station.
What's with the pizza boxes at the transfer station?
Well, let me tell you, I did some homework on this. I'm glad
Okay.
you brought that up.
Yeah.
So, International Paper, the largest paperboard manufacturer in our country, says it's okay to recycle cardboard with pizza stains on it because the process of recycling washes all that out. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
I think it's our collector of recycling that has a problem with it and says don't do it. So it's something we need to.
Waste management, in other
Yeah,
words?
yeah.
They have a problem with
They
it.
have a problem with it.
I think it's rat control at the dump.
Is that probably what it is?
That's
Yeah.
a wild
It's a
guess,
reasonable-
is
it's a reasonable guess.
that, they probably have a problem already.
Yeah.
Well, we do have to work with our vendors.
Yeah. So I
But-
think that's when I did the homework on it about a year ago. I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't make
You-
any
you
sense.
can recycle them,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just-
completely recyclable, so.
and then to add to the confusion, so soiled pizza boxes are taken by Mr. Fox,
Ah.
but only the brown ones. So
Oh,
the
so
white
it's been
ones,
white now.
Oh, no white?
no. And so, I don't know.
It's gonna be a pretty big
why.
graphic we
Right.
have to make.
So,
Big
White
there
this way,
has
brown
been a
this
little
way.
push-pull over that
Yeah,
issue
between
at the transfer
Mr.
station.
Fox and
Yeah.
us.
So,
So the white ones have to go with the cardboard.
Oh, boy. Does anyone want to go to all the pizza shops in town and say,
That's what I-
encourage them
Yeah.
to switch to brown?
Yeah, cut it off at the source.
No more white.
Brown.
I mean,
It's true though. There's a lot more brown ones now than ever,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But there's still some white ones out there. Yeah.
yep.
It's so complex to be sustainable.
It's just,
Added to our
Yeah.
certification
all
program.
right. yeah.
Right. It's a natural segue to the Sustainable Partner Program. It's a natural
a
segue.
natural segue,
Yeah.
which is our next item. The Sustainable Partner Program update.
I did my work, thanks
Yeah?
to Sarah cueing me.
Excellent.
I talked to Jen at the chamber, and we had a brief conversation this afternoon. They would be happy to take an advertisement in their e-newsletter for our certification program for businesses. They'd be happy to take a press release,
Yep.
and they would be happy to hold a member-to-member expert forum event
Yes.
when you knew all those things.
She and I talked about that.
So those are the three
Yeah.
things she offered.
Yeah.
I would have to be on the hook as the member to be the expert, which I do not feel like an expert, but there you go.
Expert business owner.
And then I can bring others with me.
Exactly.
I can bring others with me. And Jen did point one thing out to me. She pointed out that in terms of working with Exeter businesses, the top of the line way to do that is through our economic development officer, Darren, who has the best email list for Exeter businesses. So I left a message with Darren after I talked with
Okay.
Jen, asking if I could talk to him about that.
Great.
I'm sure, I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I assume he would be very amenable, so.
And early on, we did raise that
Yeah.
potential with him, and both he and Bob were willing to work with us once we
Totally.
sorted it out.
Yeah.
So that's what I came up with when I
Awesome.
talked to the chamber, which is very
Perfect.
similar to what you came up with.
Well, I mean, I guess, but it's good because you're an insider.
There you go.
But that's good. Okay, it would be good to make an ad, and it would be good to speak to them.
And I can get you, the newsletter is coming out tomorrow, actually, so
Okay.
I can forward that to
Oh,
you.
great. Yeah.
And you'll see what they're looking for that way.
Cool.
And the press release, I'm sure, is standard press release stuff, so.
Yeah, that's on our list.
And then we can work on the member-to-member expert forum
Yes.
for maybe late
In
spring.
the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. Great. Yeah, we haven't been able to do too much this month, but we're trotting along. We have the form is
Right.
in a great place, thanks to you. And
Is there anything else you need from the rest of the committee or anybody else to
I
help?
think promotion, once we
Yeah.
get all of those advertising pieces in play, promote it.
yeah, and if anyone wants to look it over and just give it,
Sure.
like pretend you're a business owner and take it and just
Yeah.
see what would you want to see if there's any,
Do you want to share that
Weird.
with just send it out to
Yeah.
the committee
yeah, be good.
and give us a deadline to reply?
Good call. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's
but
exciting.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mhm.
The next item is legislative updates, which Julie was looking into, and I don't have any update about that, so I don't, do you?
She did share a list of some sort of energy sustainability bills that are out there.
Yeah.
With, I think, Amy, you and I
Yeah.
was on that email. And so with a desire to sort of bring back that, it was talked about at the end of the season, but bring back that joint committee effort to, you know, take action as a committee on some of these bills. Energy hasn't met yet to talk about it, but
Do they have a person who is going to
I
be
think-
like a Julie
I
on the
mean-
Energy Committee?
so Julie Gilman was sort of in that role,
Yeah.
obviously, because that's,
Yeah.
you know, but the challenge, I think, with doing it on a committee level is timing.
Yeah.
And when you meet once a month, a lot of these are like quick action responses. And so, having said that, that doesn't mean we could just be like a source for sharing.
Exactly.
About them, but yeah.
So much happens so quickly, it seems like, but I think we could be another place to share with our own networks if they're, you know, Julie, if our two committees were tracking some of them and simply sharing the information that we could then share and say, this is important, this is going to be voted on next week. So yeah, I mean, there's the timing in terms of moving as a committee,
Right.
but I don't know.
So what we talked about last year was you sort of identify a list of topic areas that this committee feels strongly about and kind of deputize that person to act on your behalf in a, you know, you'd have to
Right.
do that in a meeting, so that there is the record that you've
Yeah.
authorized her to take that action. Both committees, so the clean, the
The energy.
climate in New Hampshire, what is that group called? New Hampshire Network. And Clean Energy New Hampshire.
Yep.
Both do legislative tracking.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's kind
Do
of.
we really need to do that? Yeah. Yeah.
It's almost better to just take action.
That's true, rather than creating another level of
But,
communication. But let's bring it up again at the next meeting, and I'll talk to Julie between now and then, and the Energy Committee will have met, and we can see what makes sense.
One minor but important legislative victory that's related to sustainability just occurred this past week. There was a bill floated by a House member from Hooksett to put a $50 per bicycle tax in New Hampshire.
Yes.
And a reasonably large public outcry on that. And it's bringing it up for two reasons. He scuttled it. He withdrew it.
Oh, good.
But, you know, one of the things I think about when we activate our social media is what we also need to be doing is reaching out to other communities with similarly like-minded social media and networking. Because one of the things that helped accelerate the outcry for this against this bill was there's a very strong network of bicycle social media freaks here in New Hampshire, and everybody called everybody they could to put this down. And so when we do have things that come up that are important to us, especially when they're narrow margin opportunities, you know, we have to shout a little louder than our community, and find out, you know, where are there other sustainability committees in other communities and other counties. So
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this individual thought it was a good idea to put a $50 per bike
Per bike.
I have 14 bikes at my
on the
house.
citizens of New Hampshire. And this is the same legislature that dumped the interest and dividends tax. So we don't want to tax passive investors, but we do want to tax bicycles.
Same guy.
This one guy, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
That's what was
Oh.
between his ears.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
And he realized very quickly that was an incredibly stupid idea.
I mean, the tourism community blew up. I mean, everybody's like, what are you doing? You know? Yeah.
Kids biking to school.
Can you imagine?
We have a limit on those, I think, for kids,
Yeah,
no, but
yeah.
I know exactly.
But there's a
what you're saying,
$100
yeah.
fine if you,
Yeah.
$100 fine if you. didn't
Well, and
register
who would
your
be
bike.
enforcing? A bicycle
exactly.
cop?
The cost of enforcement,
Exactly,
was
you're talking
crazy.
about that, yeah.
But,
I
yeah.
love it. I still love.
So it's a minor victory, but an important one. There's some lessons in there too. So
There is still blowback.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Interesting
astounding.
one.
Astounding.
So, I feel like we've talked about this before. Do we know what other towns in New Hampshire have sustainability committees like ours? Or is that something,
Could you look on their websites, it'd be easy enough, they would probably have it on their websites, wouldn't they?
that would be kind of
I mean,
cool.
you guys have a very nice website here in the town of Exeter, I must admit, being a newbie to this area.
Yeah.
Looking at everything, you do a very nice job for your, and I'm thinking if there's other towns, like-minded, it's always best to partner and see what they're doing, but checking out on their websites.
So the first step.
And I could take that as a
Would you-
to-do item.
Would you want to do that?
Yeah, do a
That would be
little bit of that.
awesome.
I'll be looking at all the towns.
Well-
And seeing what they do have, because it's doing that kind of comparison is what's the best practice? What have you
Right.
gone through? What are the hurdles? What can we learn from you?
Right.
All that. So I'd be happy to do that.
Some good environmental scanning.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll have a white paper on that at the next meeting.
I believe you will. I've seen this. I'm a
I'll take
believer.
that on that. Take a look at that then.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Wow. Positive news. Gosh, we're already down to other business.
I have something that, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to go on to some of the notes that we took last time about having a student from Exeter Academy.
Oh,
Who's taken the lead on that? Because I think that is a phenomenal idea.
Okay.
To get that generational.
so I met with him
Uh-huh.
on, what's today, Wednesday? On Monday, finally. I mean, Kristen had passed the name along at the beginning of January, and he is very interested in getting involved in some way. But his interest is at the moment focused on data, like
Oh, yeah.
analyzing data. And I thought, well, I don't know what we could. Well, the first thing I thought of, frankly, was solid waste. Is
Right.
there something that we can do to take data and information that we have or that we haven't gotten from waste management, or
I think that's a very positive, because is that your biggest cost?
yes,
The solid waste?
yes,
Yeah, and I think having somebody do the data mining and deliver the facts and do the research.
to support communication about.
Exactly, and also to kind of ask the questions, it's like, wait a minute, waste management, aren't there better ways of doing this?
Yeah.
I just think they're so creative, and I think just given that opportunity to them, they could run with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the data portion of it.
So I'm not, I mean, I just talked to him to find out who he was. He's a sophomore.
That's
and, just,
Younger the better.
what?
The younger, the more plastic the mind.
Drew, if you're watching
Their world,
this.
I just love it. It's their world. I just love it.
I'm not quite sure what the next step is then.
Find out if you can fly a drone.
Oh my God.
Over the
landfill? Disguised
call
as a
from his
bald
parents.
eagle. Yeah.
So we do get a fair amount of data
Yeah.
from Public Works on solid waste expenses. Maybe it's just, as a start, looking at what data we collect and what kind
Exactly.
of questions
And then
we
where to go
Exactly.
from that.
Okay.
Be part of the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
yeah, for solid waste for sure.
Yeah.
What?
I said,
Or the solid waste subcommittee.
Oh, So do you want me to put you in touch with him or give
I
you
have to
his
defer
name?
to the team. I rose my hand to be part of it.
Yeah, well, that's a great idea, absolutely, for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
at least propose the idea to him as a place to
Yeah.
start off if
Yeah.
if you think he's going to be a good fit for.
Oh, yeah.
that'd be
And I meant to invite him to come to this meeting, but I forgot, so.
The subcommittee just voted, it was unanimous.
great. Yeah, that's it.
It should be noted.
He's in.
So I'll send you a copy of the spreadsheets that we have.
Oh, perfect.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
How historical or how far back do we go? It must be a while. We've had
It
a long
is a
contract.
while.
Yeah, that's great.
And we could share the report from Dover, some of the questions they asked of the
Yeah.
data as an example.
That'd be great.
That's very exciting. Because, yeah, sometimes the data doesn't yield the answers, it yields the right question.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah.
The other thing that we had
So that would
talked
be his
about
first charge.
early on with Solid Waste Subcommittee was working to figure out what towns use waste management, what their contract timeframe is, and what their costs are, just to really have a true comparison more broadly
Exactly.
of how our charges are comparing.
Comparing. And that there's opportunities, because when I was at the first meeting, the gentleman was talking about, is there ways when they go from town to town to really the collection? And, whether or not there's opportunities, if they have light loads, then how did we bundle with going to the other towns versus having so many pulls, so to speak, at a place? So I just think the data will show, but I think there's opportunities for that.
Yeah, I would imagine that probably the vendor's not super eager to share all the client list, but I wonder if somebody like Steve Cronin, talking with other public works directors around the state, the county, could at least come up with some similar sized towns that are partnered with them.
And a lot of this is on community web pages, so it could just be mining web pages to start. A lot of towns have solid waste committees.
Because of the expense, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when I'm doing my review of the city websites.
While you're on those towns, you may as well just scroll down to the next page.
Exactly.
Thank you, that's good. And
I have another topic that
Yes.
Kristen alerted me to. It first came up as a water-related issue. The town of Epping is filing to permit
yes.
the expansion of a transfer station of a dump, and it's not Waste Management, it's not Casella, it's a third group, a third vendor.
What town is this?
Epping.
It's right
And-
next to the Speedway.
Yeah, I asked the ESRALAC, the Exeter Squam-Scott River Local Advisory Committee, if it was going to be coming up before that state agency to permit, and they said no, because it is in the watershed, which is surprising they're not concerned about it, but it's not in the boundary of the wetland, shoreland thing. They were saying they weren't going to get the permit review because it wasn't within 250 feet of the river or something like that.
Which site, which tributary does this site,
It's near the Passaic.
which feeds into?
Yeah, the Lamprey. So
the Lamprey
So it
River,
would go to the.
yeah, so the
Great Bay.
Lamprey Local Advisory Committee did write a letter. The town of Exeter, the select board here, wrote a letter. The town of Dover and Durham wrote letters, and you have a collection of all the different towns that they weren't even on the watershed, but they're just on Great Bay. And
Well, all those communities have an interest
Yeah.
because we all have permits that we've negotiated with EPA and New Hampshire DES.
right,
And anything that makes
Right.
it harder to get the Great
Right.
Bay cleaned up potentially financially impacts all
sure.
of us.
So I think Newfields, the guy who serves as the chair of ESRALAC is in Newfields, and he asked their Conservation Commission to write a letter, which I think they did. And it's Newmarket. that he lives in. And then Newfields also had a letter. So it looks like the town of Exeter has already responded with and I think the public comment period is over. The select board wrote a letter, right? The public
Yeah.
comment period is over.
So the comment period for the the state's waste management permit is over.
Yeah.
They will need to go to the Epping Planning Board, so another juncture for community weigh-in
Yeah.
is there's something called regional impact, and it's up to the community that the project is in to declare regional impact. But there could be an opportunity for these communities to pressure Epping to declare regional impact. And so I think it's something that we need to keep our eye on. Melissa wrote a great letter in response. So we got those comments sort of under the wire. But I'm glad that all of these communities are starting to pay attention.
Yeah, it was,
for the very reason that you mentioned, Dan.
It was interesting because the stuff I read, and I'd read it fast and not well, but there was somebody of authority in Epping who said, sounds like a good idea, maybe it will reduce our solid waste costs. And one could argue that that's not true. I mean, they can just increase the throughput, but eventually they're going to be shipping their stuff on railroad cars to Pennsylvania no matter what. Not just because of the Rochester facility, but wherever they're sending stuff
What is
to.
the potential size of this?
It's a modest site. It's not nearly like Rochester, and it's a transfer station, so they're collecting and dumping, and then their vendor is picking it up and taking it to some other location, and I don't know where that is.
So it's not going to be a landfill?
It's not a dump. It's not a landfill. It's to increase the footprint of their transfer station. But I guess it's, runoff, water runoff. It was kind of interesting because it overlaps with our solid waste strategy. So I don't think this committee needs to do anything at the moment, but it would be good to keep an eye on it somehow. And I'm going to bring it up at the next ESRELAC meeting to say, why aren't we, just because it's not within a permit for alteration of terrain, why aren't we concerned about the watershed, even if there is no alteration of terrain? It's kind of legalistic that the ESRELAC decided to punt on it. In my opinion.
And it's not unusual for ESRLAC to take action on stuff that isn't strictly permit driven.
Yeah.
And they've done a lot of policy work.
Right.
Yeah. Something to be aware of. And I'm happy to share the information that we have. I think Southeast Land Trust abuts it. They also were not notified as an abutter. There was some confusion with the abutter notification. There's just been a lot of sort of missteps in the process that were a little shocking.
And this would be a waste management facility?
Yeah.
No, it's not a waste management facility. It's
A waste management permit for.
Right, not the company Waste Management.
It's not the company?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. It's for the town of Epping?
Yeah.
The company, the site right now already processes materials. It's like metals and other things that they collect there.
Yeah.
I'm really having a hard time remembering the name of it, but it's right by the
Speedway.
Speedway.
Yeah. Which is, there's a greenway there. There's the
Yeah.
Passaic Greenway.
Yep.
It's, beautiful
Rail trail,
wetland.
Yep, also, yeah. Does Epping have curbside pickup? Curious.
And I was not able to go to the deliberative session. What happened to the street sweeper?
It was framed up beautifully by
Okay.
our Public Works Director
Okay.
as a vehicle to save us costs down the road. If we don't do it, we would eventually have to renegotiate our EPA permit, which would be very costly. So this is pennies on the dollar to buy a new street
Okay.
sweeper. And it wasn't framed up that way last year, so.
It was,
a lot more
it was a vehicle last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just another vehicle,
Yep.
and it was the sacrificial lamb.
We'll meet one more time before the election, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
So likely we don't need to do anything to promote the street sweeper. I don't know. I mean,
Maybe keep an ear on the, I don't check it, but.
yeah. Oh, on like the community webpage.
Because that's kind of
If
what
people-
happened
You could just
last
be a
year.
voyeur,
Someone
you
was
know what
like,
I'm
the
saying?
street sweeper just went by and it looked fine to me, or something like that. And then
Exactly.
it snowballed
And it had a
into.
majority, but it didn't, it was a bond, so it didn't have
Yeah.
How much,
a
how much,
requisite supermajority.
how much budget does the Sustainability Advisory Committee have in the budget we're gonna vote on? What's our coming year budget if it passes?
Oh, I don't know.
It's level funded. I can't remember what the, 2,500, I think.
What?
2,500, I think. I can correct, I'll correct that to you.
Okay.
My read at deliberative was that everyone gets it this year.
Yeah, it wasn't super controversial. I didn't go and watched it.
No, we spent the most time on it, trying to repair a citizen's petition.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
appreciated your comments on civics and participation. It was really good. Thank you. No, it was great.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson for all of us, me included. So,
It's like everyone gets to play,
Yeah.
but you have to play well.
yeah.
You can't play poorly.
Any other business? Pleasure? So I will entertain a motion to end the meeting?
Adjourn.
Adjourn, thank you for the word.
So moved.
So moved. A second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, anyone says nay? No. The ayes have it. No discussion. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Exeter TV. Exeter TV is the town's public and government access channels, available on Comcast channels 6 and 22. Channel 6 is your channel. If you have an idea for a program, want to host your own talk show, or submit a film, we're here to get your content on television. On Channel 22, we bring you live and replay coverage of government meetings and other town updates. A third channel, Blue Hawk Media, is operated by SAU 16 and can be found on Channel 8, with all your school sports, events, and meetings. You can watch Exeter TV online at exeternh.tv, Apple TV, and on Roku. Find us on social media for extra content. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell to get notified about live streams and new content. Tune in to our platforms every other Friday to watch the Exeter Biweekly Report, with recaps of recent events, updates from town departments, and messages from nonprofits in your area. If you head to our website, exeternh.tv, we invite you to sign up to our newsletter to receive monthly updates about new content, upcoming meetings, and more. We'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch Exeter TV and hope that you tune in to our other content as well.